Okay guys, picked up another project. This is a 2001 Foreman 450S. It would not start when I bought it. Dirty carburetor, obviously. Has one more fatal flaw though. It only has forward, neutral, and reverse, as in only has first gear. When you upshift, it will not go into second, third, fourth, and fifth. And I believe the problem lies in the shift linkage in the front of the case, right here. As you see, it's a non-smoking bike. I'm really happy with that. Came with a nice worn winch and bumper. Got all this working. It's got rated 2,500 miles, 550 hours. The best part of it all, disc brake conversion, baby. You never see that on the used four-wheeler. I put a few of these kits on myself, but I've never had the pleasure of actually paying just a few $100s for an ATV and getting a little gold nugget like that. So let's get this ATV lifted up in the air. I'm gonna use the hoist. I'm gonna try to put it right on its butt and pop the case and see if we get the linkage fixed. I don't have a gasket right now, so we might tear it, we'll see. But let's get in the front of this motor and see what we can figure out. Turn this fuel to off. If not, it will all just leak out your carburetor and flood the airbox. Do myself a favor and knock all the mud out of here, because this will not be fun if the wind blows or something happens and this were to fall down the case. You'll be very, very mad at yourself. Alright, it's actually the next day. The ATV is nice and dry, and now we're going to pull off one of these panels, maybe both, the bottom skid plate, and then we'll have good access to removing this clutch cover. Decided to move this side because of the oil lines, and now you can see we have very good access all the way around to get this cover off. So let's remove these two 5mm Allens, and then it looks like we have a bunch of 10mm bolts all the way around, and I'll probably end up using my 1/4" driver because there's a few tight areas. Impact can probably get a few of them, but most of these will have to be done by hand. Let's get this case off. Oil lines are out, all the bolts are out. I did remove the cover right here because it would block the case from coming off. So far all we had was one fender liner, the drive shaft cover, and a skid plate, and you have full access to this motor. Not bad at all. Let's get this cover off and see what we find. Leverage is your friend on these old bikes. All right, boys, just what I thought. This bolt right here has come loose, and the shift linkage is just floating in the bottom of the transmission. Let me show you. So we're all the way in neutral. We're gonna go first, and that's it. You can't grab the next gear. Back to first. We're gonna take this bolt out and Loctite it. Everything else looks good in this engine. Centrifugal clutch has tons of life. It's kind of hard to see, but this clutch is great. It does shift into first and reverse very smooth, so I can tell you this clutch is not sticking, which is usually their downfall. So mechanically, this ATV was a great buy. Hopefully this helps. Helps you if you do not have second or above, because this bolt right here is your issue. Right now it's hand tight. So let's pull it out, clean it, Loctite it, let it cure overnight. We'll clean this gasket off, reassemble it, and this ATV will be good to go. Completely loose. Just for the sake of demonstration, I tighten the bolt all the way. We're in neutral. There's first. I'm going to roll the bike a little bit. You'll hear it engage. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. you go, 5th gear. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and neutral. There's your fix. Make sure you clean the bolt really good, and then red Loctite. And do not forget to clean the case all the way around. Best way to do this is going to be good old straight edge razor blade. Be careful, you will cut yourself, but this will give you the best result. You can cut the gasket off and then put your blade on edge, just like so. Back and forth, and it cleans all the old material off. Now, luckily, most of my gasket came off with the cover. Sometimes you don't get so lucky, it's the other way around. So I am going to actually warm this up a little bit. It's cold outside, and get all of this material off as well. Cover's clean, and also clean the outside of the cover just to show you this right here. Increase and decrease play. That is for your shifter play. That screw right there, that is how you adjust it, and I'll show you that once we get it on. But this actually hits right on top of those 3 balls for your clutch play. So we are going to put our new gasket on, put our dowel pins on both sides of the case, line it up, get this cover back on. New shiny gasket, and then I actually like to wipe these down with a little bit of oil, on my finger, wipe it on the case, and then same for the cover. And that way it just seats nice and smooth. Both your dowel pins are in there, and right, where's my finger? Here, where you line up your gasket. So just to be extremely relatable with everybody, it is now raining. Even though I have a huge shop, I have this, I have a 2-car garage. I decided to do this outside because the weather was nice, and now I'm dealing with rain. So let's hurry up and get this cover on. One quick note, make sure that this pin right here lines up perfectly with that bracket with the 3 balls, because that's your shift linkage. You want it all to fall in nice and smooth, and I did put oil on all of my pivot points and a little oil on the bearing. All of our 10mm bolts are in. Your 2 5mm Allens are in to hold your oil line cooler in. Now I did pull the filter out. I have a new filter with all new O-rings. Use a 1/4" ratchet on these small 10mm bolts. It pretty much allows you to put the proper torque. Even like an open-end wrench, there's a reason why open-end wrenches are all different lengths. The larger the number, the longer they get, because you can apply more torque. They try to safeguard you from over torquing, right? I'm gonna throw a filter in here, and probably have to call it until this rain stops, but she's finished. So next thing you'll see is this bike running down the road. I have to put this cover back on, our fender extensions with the covers here, front wheels, and this project is finished. Got her warmed up. Let's see how she shifts. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Perfect. So besides this rattly exhaust back here, very rattly, this ATV is ready to roll. I have a new decal kit for it. The other side they're kind of missing. This is the good side. That's what I'm filming. Rear brakes is next on the list, and front and rear diff oil change. Besides that, the engine oil has been changed. This ATV is going to be a complete, clear bill of health. Like I said, rated 2,500 miles and 553 hours. This thing has double that in it, maybe even triple, before it needs any serious service. So as always, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button, and I'll see y'all next time.